Hello everyone, my name is Vanshit Kearney and I am currently a third year undergraduate student at IIT Roorkee and Integrated MSc Physics branch. So today in this video I'll be talking about program to sort array of data in decreasing order in 8085 simulator. So in this video I'll start with the basics of sorting algorithm, the different sorting algorithms that are there, and I'll explain one of the sorting algorithm that is known as the bubble sorting algorithm. In that, I'll explain the logic behind the bubble sorting algorithm. We'll see a simulation to understand it more. Then we'll see the flowchart for the code I have written in the simulator, and then I explain the simulator in detail over GNU Sims. So let me first start with the basics that what is a bubble sorting algorithm? Sorry, what is a sorting algorithm? So what do we mean by a sorting algorithm? So a sorting algorithm is basically a bunch of instructions or codes that we use to rearrange the elements that we have given with by using a comparison operator. For example, in this we are sorting the list of characters based on their ASCII values. So on the left hand side, I have the English characters that are jumbled. On the right hand side, I have the sorted English characters based on their alphabets. So this has been sorted based on their ASCII values. So such an algorithm which does such a sorting by using some comparison operator is known as a sorting algorithm. There are many sorting algorithms, few of which are bubble sorting algorithm, merge sorting algorithm, selection sorting algorithm, and insertion sorting algorithm. I'll explain bubble sorting in this video. So let's start with the bubble sorting algorithm. So what is a bubble sorting algorithm? So a bubble sorting algorithm is the easiest and the most easy to implement sorting algorithm that there is to sort an array of numbers in decreasing or increasing order. How does it work? It works by comparing adjacent elements and swaps them if they are in the wrong order. So let's understand by using one more simulation. Let's say we have an array such as this and we want to sort this array in increasing order. How to sort it? We use the bubble sorting method. What does it do? Now it compares 8 and 2 in this case, checks if 2 is less than 8, which is yes, and it swaps. Now it checks the next two adjacent values, which is 8 and 4. It swaps 4 because it's less than 8. Then it goes back to 5 and 3 and check for 5 and 3. 3 is less than 5, it swaps 5 and 3. Then check for 5 and 1. It swaps 5 and 1 because 1 is less than 5. Then it checks for 5 and 6. It does nothing because 5 is less than 6. Similar, it does nothing for 6 because it's less than 7. Then checks for 7 and 2. It swaps because 2 is less than 7. Now, and it works in the similar fashion till the whole array is sorted. So this is the logic behind this the bubble sorting algorithm. Now, how do we implement this in the simulator? The simulator I am using here today is GNU Sims 8085 simulator. It is an open source simulator software which is available at this link. You can download it in your systems. It works on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, and it's an open source software. So before going into the actual code, let me first give you some mnemonics that the code will have. So the first mnemonic that we have is MVI, which stands for move immediate. It moves the data to the accumulator immediately. Then we have STA, which stands for store the accumulator data into this memory location. So it stores the data which is present in the accumulator to this memory location, which is described by 000H. Then we have LXI-H and location. LXI stands for load data immediate into the HL pair register. So it basically loads the 16-bit address into the HL pair and it points to that data. Then we have MOV, which stands for move. So the HL pair points to the location that has the data, and move, what it does, it moves the data present at that location into the accumulator here. Then we have DCR C. DCR stands for decrement the value in the register C by 1. INX H. INX stands for increment the register pair value by 1. We have CMP then. CMP stands for compare. What it does? We have the one value in the memory, one value in the accumulator A. CMP compares both the values and gives me the carry flag either 0 or 1 based on whether the accumulator value is greater than M or less than M. Then we have JNC loop name. Now there could be any loop name, that's up to you. So what is JNC? JNC stands for jump if not a carry. That means if the carry bit is not equal to 1, the execution will jump to the given loop name. If the carry bit is 0, it continues the code below this instruction. Then we have DCX-H. It decrements the pointing position of HL pair by 1. Then we have RRC. RRC stands for rotate accumulator right. So it rotates the lowest bit to the position of the previous highest bit and alters the carry flag accordingly. That means if my initial lowest bit is 0, so the carry bit will be 0 when I do the RRC. If the lowest bit is 1, carry bit will be 1 when I do RRC. Then we get to JC loop name. JC stands for jump if we have a carry. That means if the carry bit is 1, we jump. If not, we do not jump. Then we have HLT, which stands for halt. It terminates the program after execution. Now let's see the flowchart of the code. So we start with the code by initializing the HL pair and the flag register, and we then increment the pointer, which is the HL pair. We read the first number, stores in the accumulator, and goes to the next memory location, next consecutive memory location, and we compare both the values. Now we come to the first decision point, which is the carry flag is 1 or not. Carry flag will be 0 if the accumulator value is greater than the value stored in the memory. If not, carry flag is 1. Okay, so if the carry flag is 1, we do the swap because the accumulator value is less than the value in the memory and we want to do a decreasing sorting. So we do a swap and we increase the flag register to 1 to show that one sorting has taken place. If the carry flag is not equal to 1, we decrease the array size which is stored in the register C and check for the length of the C. If the C length is not equal to 0, we read the next number and continue the process. If C is equal to 0, we move the flag bit stored in the register D to the accumulator and do the RRC and check for the carry flag. If the carry flag is 1, that means in the last step there was a swapping. Now this does not confirm that there cannot be any other more swapping. So if C is equal to 1, there is a possibility that there could be another swapping in future. So we go back to the starting point and we do the whole swapping algorithm again. If C is not equal to 1, that means all the swapping has taken place and we got the array in decreasing order. And so we end the program. Now let's go to the 8085 simulator. So this is the 8085 simulator interface. So I have taken the data as 05, 32, 16, 48, 64 and 80 and want to do a decreasing sort. So after decreasing sort had taken place, the array should look like this: 80, 64 and end with 5. So the first address, which is MVI A06. 06 stands for the size of the array because I have 6 elements, so I have written 6. It stores that value in A. Let's see with the code. So it first go to this point, stores the value in the accumulator, which is shown here. Then it stores the value in this memory location, which is shown here, and it continues with every other value till we get to point number 17. So at point number 17, it has stored this array as it is in the memory location 01 to 06. Then we do LXI. LXI stands for load the position in HL pair. So 00 has the position for the data size. So it loads that in HL pair. On execution, we get 6 in the HL pair, and then we initialize D by 00. In the next step, we move that 6. We move the data 6 to the register pairs to the register C, as shown here, to the register C. Then we decrement the C by 1 because if we have n number of values, we only require n minus 1 steps. So it reduces the C by 1. Now it has 05. Then we increment the HL pointing position so that it now points to 01 location. And then the next step where it checks. So it first moves the 01 value, that is 5, into the accumulator. which is here. The 5 is now in the accumulator, and increment the HL position. Now it points to 0, 2. And then it does the comparing. Now, when it does the comparing, because 5 is less than 32, the carry flag should be 1. So when we execute this position, we get this carry flag is 1. Now, because the carry flag is 1, we do not want to jump, because we want to do a swap, because the first value 5 is less than 32 and we are doing a decreasing sort. So we skip the line number 28 and move to line number 29, where we'll start the swapping. So what we do first, we take the value from the memory, that is 32, store in the value in the register B. Now you see B has 20 because the hexadecimal value for 32 is 20. Then in the 30th line, it moves the value in the accumulator to the memory location which was pointed, which is 02. Now the memory location has been updated, the data has been updated to 5. Then we decrement in 31, we decrement the line, we decrement HL position so that it points to 01 now. In the next step, we move the value stored in the accumulator, that was 20H in the hexadecimal, to the memory location now pointed as 01. So when this executed, the data is now 32 because the decimal equivalent is 32 for 20. Then we increment HL again to now point to 02. After that, we increase the value of D by 1. On execution, D is incremented to 1. Then we go to the next byte loop where we decrease C. Now we do not decrease, we decrease C now because one swapping has taken place. And then we check. Now because C has 06, on decreasing it got 04 because initially we decreased it by 1. We have 4 which is not equal to 0. So we go back to the check loop again. And in this manner it continues. So let me just execute the entire thing. And okay, so on execution we see that it gets the array in the decreasing order. The first value is 80, the last value is 5, which is similar to this that we want. Okay, so it exited the loop because we got the C as 0, the array size as 0, and we did the RRC and we got C as 0 here because the sorting has taken place. So we did the RRC, we got C as 0, so it skipped this process and jumped to the halt instruction where it exited the loop. So in this manner, we can do the decreasing sorting in 8085 simulator. So let us understand more about bubble sorting. So let's understand more about bubble sorting using some parameters. So based upon these 4 parameters, time complexity, efficiency, method of sorting, and speed of sorting, how does bubble sort perform? On the basis of time complexity, the best time complexity it could have is of order n, and the worst it could have is the order of n square for larger arrays. On the basis of efficiency, it is highly inefficient for larger arrays because it does a swapping of consecutive numbers and will take a lot of time. The method it uses is swapping of or exchanging of consecutive elements. The speed. Now, bubble sorting is not a fast method, and there are many more advanced versions of bubble sort or other programs such as merge sort, which is highly efficient and more faster than the bubble sorting algorithm. In 2007, Google CEO then at that time, Eric Schmidt, asked the president candidate Barack Obama during an interview that what is the best way to sort 1 million integers. Obama replied by saying that bubble sort would be the wrong way to go because it is a highly inefficient and a slow method for larger arrays. So that's all from my side. Thank you for listening, and I have explained the bubble sorting algorithm here, and I have uploaded the code in my GitHub profile. You can download by clicking the link, and it will also be given in the description. Thank you for listening.